Hello friend, welcome back to Toyota Maintenance YouTube channel. You are looking with me today on Toyota Prius V. It's a 2015 and this one came today for engine oil and filter change. If you want to see how I deal with it, stay with me in this video. I've opened the hood but unfortunately immediately saw something what we are afraid to see. Will you guess what it is? Of course, as you correctly guessed, it's a rat poop, mice poop. Presence, right, of the mice and rats here on that converter. They are pooping here, they are probably sleeping here. I saw also a bunch of stuff inside, so that's a bad news. But let's go back to our engine oil and filter change. Before lifting the truck on the lift, I always open this filler cap, right, which nicely says it needs 0W20. So just open it, crack it open and let it sit there, and I slightly pull that engine oil dipstick. And why I do that? That helps me to get most of the oil out of the engine. And that means I'm ready to lift the vehicle up. Now Prius sits up in air, my work underneath can begin. My next step is loosen this area of the splash shield. That's where my drain plug and the filter is, right? So I'm use this tool. These are plastic fasteners, so don't break them. This is full of water because it's heavy rain still outside. But yeah, take your time. Carefully remove those. That was two. Now there will be one more, the third one here, and I believe that's it. And that will allow me to, you see the water is everywhere, it's just really bad time. That opens here that area for the oil change, and I will get the bungee to secure it here to the front. All the guys at the dealership, right, they have ready this bungee cord, put it here in that one opening, and you clip it to the grill, and it's nicely secured and it will be not in your way. I brought my oil catching pan here, right, so it's ready to catch the oil, excuse me. And as usually that drain plug right here, right, and it's as usual, it's a number 14 millimeter plug. So nice counterclockwise movement, and I will release that. Change my gloves to the rubber ones, because believe it or not, that used engine oil is hazardous material, and I'm going to remove that plug. Your oil is hot, be careful you don't burn yourself, right, when it flies out. And look at that oil, that's really bad. Definitely this engine oil change was needed big time. I could also see on the sticker on the windshield that it was due like 1,000 miles. I'm sure all of you experts can see. First of all, it's a thin oil, right? It's a full synthetic 0W20. Second of all of you can see that crusher washer, original Toyota, the blue one, right? It's still there. And here is the housing for the engine oil filter. And because they are so close to each other, I can continue working, right, with this one catching pan and start removing that filter. I highly recommend you, if you ever want to do it by yourself, to use this special Toyota wrench, right? You can see it here. This is the correct way to deal with it. So I can put it on, watching the grooves. This is the correct fit. And now I know I will not damage it, even if it was over tight or something. And you can see I'm able to start releasing that engine oil filter housing. That should continue by the hand, so I can remove it once again. This is the filter, right? You can get it at the parts store or at the dealer direct. And I will continue loosening this housing until the oil will start also flowing out of there. Adjust the oil catching pan, and I will let it go for a while right now. And in my case, I can afford to wait few minutes, let it drip, and then I will be able to open it without making any mess. If you don't want to wait, it's also okay. You can just carefully, right? Hopefully you can see it. Carefully let it go faster, right? And look, that's it. Here is the filter in the housing. I can put it here in the pan again. Get rid of the oil to just minimize the mess. Here you can see how comes the brand new original OEM, right? Toyota filter. It even shows you how to perform this whole thing, right? So this is really cool. You can see what is inside, how it's packed, right? This is the O-ring, which will be on the housing. And here you can see original Toyota filter itself. They're also making sure that you put that O-ring, the new O-ring, in the right place, and it's on this box. I set up here for you this little filming area. So this is what I pulled out, right? Housing with the filter. So this can go out, right? If you want, you can use the brake cleaner and spray everything out. Here comes the O-ring. You don't need any special tools. You can just squeeze it and pull it off, and that's what needs to be replaced, right? And as they told us in those instructions, come on, here is the new one, right? And I will observe this groove where it belongs, and that's what will be sealing that entire thing, and there will be no problem with the leaks. You can always, it's good to apply little amount of the oil on that O-ring, because when you will be screwing it in, it needs to go nice and easy. Now I can continue with this brand new filter, right, from the box. Again, very simple. You just put it in. It should fit right on it. Both sides are the same. Here we go. And this is correctly installed new filter. Now before I will start installing, I want to show you there is all the directions and everything is written here. What's direction of releasing and what is direction of tightening. Also they give you torque that it needs to be tightened only to 25 Newton meters. So don't over tight it, right? That can damage or crack. It's a plastic. The sealing is done by this brand new O-ring and not by over tightening the whole housing. There's no need for that. Working at the Toyota dealer, I saw these things over tighten, right? So many times. It will be you or the tech next to you fighting with this, right? Getting a large bars, trying to crack it open, hopefully not stripping this, right? Even using the special tool, because some dummy can use their brain and they will just tighten it so hard. So now I'm like halfway and the resistance started, and that's when you slow down and you go carefully, because you don't want to pinch that gasket, right? You want to give it time to get seated and make it nicely and perfect done. So watch this, right? I go slow, I'm feeling it. I will not force it. I don't want to pinch that gasket. Pour the new oil and then have immediately a leak coming out of here. I will feel it, but again, you can take your torque wrench and really put it on this housing. This is a special wrench, and do 25 Newton meters. Right? Perfect. Remove it, and this is perfectly installed. And I know very well you still remember, right? I still have that old gasket there, so I can use this tool to push it off, right? And I will be installing the new one. It's the blue one, right? It's the Toyota. I can see that was done last time by the Toyota. It's also on that, excuse me, maybe this will help. On the windshield, I can see it was done by dealer last time, and this confirms it. This is correct Toyota gasket. I have a new blue right here, so I can start putting the drain bolt by the hand, and I will come back with my torque wrench. Hopefully this camcorder will focus on this torque wrench, right? What do you see? It's 29 Newton meters. That's what I like to use on these drain bolts on Toyotas. So put it up there, right? And carefully feeling it. Did you hear that? That is 30. So this is perfect. I will do my last cleaning once again, right? I love to have it perfect, not having any dirt on it. So this is good enough for me. I can release that rubber bungee cord or strap, whatever we call it, and I can put back these 3 plastic fasteners, right? These are the clips. You can see them hopefully against my shirt. So this is what I have removed. Let's pay attention which one was where. There are 2 smaller and 1 bigger. I believe this was the small one right here. The big one right here was right here. This is the biggest one. And the third or second small one comes right here. Alright? So this is the opposite when we were taking it apart. I have everything down here, and I can lower this Prius. I will never lower it, never ever lower it without performing at least brief visual inspection for the customer, right? I can spend 1 to 5 minutes looking around. It's worth to me, and because if I will find something, I can immediately report it to them and give them some alternatives for repairs or maintenance and so on. This Prius is only 3 years old. It has 50,000 miles. As everybody who knows Priuses can expect, there will be 0 other work on it, no maintenance needed. The brake pads are barely used because the car using the hybrid system to brake, right? So unless they hit something, right, or drove it off-road or something, everything really looks perfect. All these bolts here were just like brand new. It's amazing. The Priuses really don't need much of maintenance. I'm finally ready to continue working in this area. So I will completely clean this dipstick, put it on the side, we'll remove this cap, right? Hopefully you was able to see before. Nicely says SAE0W20, right? There's no questions what oil needs to go in this engine. Now this engine is 2ZR-FXE, so 1.8 liter 4-cylinder engine, and we know it's a 0W20 full synthetic, but how much? The operator's manual, the owner's manual, if you read that, says 4.4 quarts of the engine oil when you are replacing also the engine oil filter. I'm pretty sure you remember from my different videos that I like to spoil my customers with the original Toyota oil. especially when the car is such a new, right? So I have a 5 quarts here, and let's go and start filling it. Here is the suitable funnel, and I will start filling it. And because we know it takes 4.4 quarts, I will enter 4 quarts, then I will stop and I will measure using the dipstick, right, where the level of the oil is, and we will go from there. So after pouring 4, I have a dipstick here, right? It's nice and dry and clean, and I can put it in. Let's see what it will tell me. And I can see it's almost up to the top point, right? It's missing just tiny bit. So I can definitely pour the remaining 0.4. Now I know that I will not overfill it. That just gives me the warranty, and I can finish with that. After waiting for a while, I can remeasure it, I'm wondering, and it should be right above the maximum, and which is perfect because when we will start it up, the level will go slightly low. I'm looking on both sides, and yes, it's very, very slightly above the max mark. So I'm ready to remove this funnel, right? Put this cap back, and I will be starting up the engine for the first time after this oil change. So here we go. Everything will be closed, right? I will have not a spill of anywhere. This cap is good. Dipstick all the way in. And I will start it up, let it run for approximately 1 minute, right? It will mix nicely all that oil, and then I will shut it off again. And to have a precise final measurement of the engine oil level, I have to wait minimum 5 minutes, right? And again, I will be using the dipstick and just confirm that the oil level is nicely touching that maximum mark on the dipstick. Now what's remaining, right? Finish the visual inspection here. I will vacuum that mice poop. This will be all clean. I will fill up the windshield wiper reservoir and replace the sticker, the maintenance reminder sticker on the windshield, and also reset the maintenance reminder which is in the computer of this Prius. How you do that I will show you in different video. So I hope you find this interesting, maybe helpful if you want to do it by yourself. And please make sure you are subscribed because I have way more videos about Toyotas coming your way soon. Thank you for watching and have a great day, my friend.